If you've been blighted by the dreaded smeared DTF name set or sponsor, you're going to want to watch this video, because by the end of it, I'll be showing you exactly how to clear up this nasty mess. And if this video sounds like something you like, please remember to click like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our future videos. Hello there and welcome back to our channel. If you've been collecting shirts for a while, you probably will have seen your fair share of these smeared name set and sponsors. What they are typically is, it's normally the early type of DTF sponsor or name set that started to kind of come away in the wash or just kind of corroded over time. Now, it's much more typical with DTF than it is with vinyl, because what's actually happened is the layers of paint on the DTF name set has started to come away, and it gets smeared around the shirt, and what you can see below is either the glue that's been used to stick it on or the layer that is used to stop the sublimated material colour coming through. So being able to get rid of these is something I think that all of you are going to need to learn. When you're dealing with something like this, certainly when I'm dealing with something like this, rather than using a sledgehammer to crack a nut, what I like to do is use a little bit of science and work out the best way to sort it. So what we've got here, like I say, is we've got effectively two layers. We've got the paint and we've got the adhesive below. So I'm going to be taking you through now exactly how to clear all of this up. So let's go over to the other side. So here we are over at the bench. Now, what we need to do for this first portion is we need to take the layer or layers of paint off. Now, what we're going to need for that is some acetone, a Calpol syringe to draw the acetone out. If you've got another way of getting it out, then that's fine. An abundance of cotton pads and something to put the debris in, as well as obviously having a shirt. Now, what I've got underneath the shirt is I've got the glass Pyrex underneath, because glass is really easy to wipe smeared paint off of. If I did it on the wooden board, then the paint would probably seep through and stain the wood. So we're going to use the glass Pyrex. Now, what we're going to do at first is we're going to draw a bit of the acetone up into the syringe. Be careful with acetone, make sure you use a ventilated room and you kind of cover your skin and you take all the precautions that you need, because it can be nasty stuff. And what we're going to do is we're just going to dab a bit on the front like this, and then we're going to put the cotton pad over the top, and we're going to let the cotton pad sit there for a little bit, because what the acetone is going to do now is it's going to eat the paint. Of all the things that I use to remove vinyl or remove DTF, I very rarely use acetone, but acetone is very good for paint removals. You just got to be careful though, and I'll show you why in a bit, but the acetone can, if you leave it on the material, can have a tendency to dye or bleach the material. So just be careful with that. Now, if we just have a look here, you can see straight away that the paint is starting to come off of the shirt onto the pad. We've got to be really careful not to smear it. Now, you can use the cotton pad, or if you've got a scraper, you can use the scraper to scrape away. Be careful not to smear too much of it. So like I say, you're going to need an abundance of cotton pads to do this. But let's just put some more of the acetone on the front there, and we're going to put the cotton pad back on it. By putting the pad on it, it just means that the acetone doesn't just seep away, it stays on the paint for a bit. It should, depending on the temperature, should take, I don't know, 10-15 seconds or so for the acetone to start eating away at the paint. And here we go. Just going to take it all the way. You want to get down to the kind of silver layer underneath. You want to take the paint away and not move on to the second stage until all of that paint is gone. So, like I say, we're going to use the acetone to remove the paint. I'm now going to go through and remove the paint with the acetone, and then we'll come back for the next stage. If you're watching this video and you have more questions about anything you've seen, you can either drop me a message or drop us a comment down below, but there may be a bit of a wait in me getting back to you. What would be better is if you use our AI bot that can answer all the questions you can possibly have. If I know how to do it, Kit GPT, our AI bot, knows how to do it. See the link down below in the description. So, on to the next stage. The first stage has been completed. You can see all of the colour has been removed using acetone and scraper and some cotton pads. And we're now at a stage where all we've got left now is the adhesive. So what we need to do now is get rid of the adhesive. Now, in the past, I would have tried to use something like VLR, but last week I released a video on a new wonder product that I found that deals very well with DTF, because not everyone can get VLR in their country, whereas this new wonder product, DTF remover, is available on AliExpress and seems to be able to ship to everywhere. So what you need to use now is some of this DTF remover to get rid of the layer of adhesive. So, and by the way, there's a link to last week's video just about there that takes you through how to use it all. But what we're going to do is we can use a different Calpol syringe, and we're just going to draw, oh, in fact, no, we're not going to do that directly. Apologies. What we're going to do is we're going to use the light box and we're going to apply it to the back. Apply it to the back of the adhesive. You can see the line of it. Don't use too much of it because it evaporates really quite quickly. So it's best to just use a little bit at first. It acts very quickly as well. And then you're going to use your scraper and start scraping away the adhesive. You can see how easy it comes up. VLR would have struggled to do it that easily. Look how much there is coming up. So with the scraper, like I say, we're going to go along and we're going to keep scraping it up. Don't scrape too hard because you don't want to damage the shirt. I think you need to give it another go. Applying it to the back is best because it means that you're hitting that bottom layer of adhesive that you need to hit, rather than going top down, which is where you're taking off layer by layer at the top. You just need to get rid of that layer that is attaching the adhesive to the shirt. So as you can see, it is making very short work of the adhesive. Look, it's pretty much all gone there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through with the DTF remover, do all the letters, and then we can move to the next stage. And make sure you stay to the end of this video because you're not only going to want to see how to get rid of these little paint specks that are around, but you're also going to want to see how good the shirt looks at the end. So here we are. You can see now the residue is pretty much all gone. There's some nasty staining, but we're going to get rid of that with some of our spot salt. What we're going to do now is to see where these little paint flecks were from where the paint, the sponsor had kind of bled. We're going to get rid of those. And that's a nice, simple way. You just use some more acetone, dab it on, give it a couple of seconds to work, get a cotton pad, and you're just going to give it a gentle rub. You don't want to push too hard because you don't want to push the paint down into the fabric. You want to kind of mop it up and take it away, and you can see that's gone. So from the process now, where if you're left with any bits of colour, just use a little bit of acetone, get the cotton pad, and we're just going to mop it up. Here we go. So I'm going to go around, finish that, and then we'll be ready to wash it. if you're just starting out doing shirt restoration, or even if you've been doing it for a while and you've got a few questions that you want to ask and you'd like to spend a bit of time with me on a video call, why not drop us a message? We do 30-minute one-to-one video calls to take people through whatever questions they need answering. We've done it with loads of people over the last year or so, and pretty much, well, I'd say all of them have been very happy. So if you're interested in this, leave us a comment below or drop us a DM. So here we go. All the paint flecks have gone now. Now they were only quite small on the shirt, so it was quite easy with acetone and a cotton pad to just mop it away. If they're a bit thicker or a bit more widespread, then you're going to need to use the scraper in the same way that you were using acetone on top of the paint to get rid of the paint from the sponsor and the scraper to scrape it away. You'll have to do that if the spreading is widespread. But for this shirt, it wasn't too bad. But now what we're left with is these nasty solvent smear marks. Now, I'm not going to go into the detail of how to do it. Up here is a video that will take you through exactly how to do it. What I will say though is I'm going to get my trusty spot solve and some cotton pads, and I'm going to give it a spray on, and I'll use the cotton pad to just give it a nice rub over. If you're struggling to get, look at the colour of that, if you're struggling to get spot solve in your country, then look for a locally available solvent-based spot stain remover. It's the fact that it's solvent-based that means, or that enables it to get rid of these nasty solvent-created smear marks. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to get rid of all these, and I'm going to pull it in a wash. And that's going to be a wash in a laundry bag on its own, no conditioner, on a 30. If you're unclear how to wash shirts, check up here, because there's another video. See you in a sec. So here you have it. Out of the washing machine, nice and clean, no residue, hardly any residue. Those nasty smear marks have gone from the spot solve. Now it's time to press a new Flyby on. I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that, but if you want to know how to do that, then we've got a video up there that shows you exactly how to do it. So I'm going to go and press this on and then show you the finished result. So make sure you stay to the end to see the end result. And here we have it, the finished shirt. Look at that Flyby, clean as a whistle, looking much better. So what did we do? We used science. We used acetone to remove the top layer of paint, got it all the colour out and got it back to just the adhesive. Then we used some of our magic DTF remover from AliExpress, link down below in the description, to remove all of the adhesive. Then we used the spot solve to go around and get rid of all those solvent stains, gave it a nice wash, and this is the finished result. I'm really happy with that. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to click like and subscribe and hit that bell button as well so you don't miss out on notification for any of our future ones. If you've got loads of questions to ask, excuse me, don't forget we've got Kit GPT that can help you. And if you've enjoyed this video, you're going to love these two. See you next week.